Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Candle Close News, where we program divergence and glitches and deprogram the masses. Pioneers, did you know the world of energy can only be mastered within the kingdom of consciousness? And that the greatest error of mankind is to think that he or she is weak by nature, evil by nature? Every man or woman is divine, a god or a goddess, and strong in his or her real nature. What are weak and evil are our habits, our desires, and our thoughts. So remember, what you believe in your mind and speak in your hearts will eventually become your words and your reality. And what you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mindset. And what gets ingrained in your subconscious mindset becomes an unconscious action and an unconscious activity. So I'm sending you all much love and high vibrations out to wherever you are in the matrix and galaxy. I'm going to come out and do a quick short video this morning for you all and talk about cryptocurrency like we do on a weekly basis. So sit back, relax. It's going to be a short video this morning. I'm going to go over some date numerology, some cryptocurrency technical analysis, and then we're going to get off of here. So right now we see nothing's going on for Bitcoin. We need the bulls to show up here and give us some bullish energy in the market. They desperately need a bounce from this level right here. Okay, we've got our previous low, and we do not want to see a lower low than this right here, or otherwise our next high is going to be a lower high and we're going to head down, especially if we break this level right here, or 21,500. So not amazing if the bulls cannot bounce right here. And if they do, we're looking for a run up to 22,300, 22,700, or right back to these moving averages, 23,000 psychologically. So going to be very important for us to pay attention to moving forward for the rest of the week. So got to pay attention to what the bulls do coming into today, Wednesday, Miércoles, the day of commerce, we consider here on the Daily Candle Close News. What does the market makers do today and the rest of the week? So we know the bulls are in need of a move badly. One interesting thing is this time period was coming in and leading into today 3-8, but let's go back and do some date numerology and start looking at 3-6. The 3 6s, 6 6 6, 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons that make up the Homo sapien human body. Okay, you got 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons that make up every atom and every cell of the carbon man, giving us that same 36 in numerology. But this date 3-6, where we started to get this volatility and leading into 3-7, we got a sell-off that leads us to where we are today, setting right now at $22,019. So very important, setting right there at around that 22,000 psychological range. Still setting again a higher low, but we want to remain to set a higher low. We've even got, if we zoom in, we've got a double bottom right here at 21,800. But it's scary because this is $21,842. This is $21,833. So we actually have a lower low than our previous low, but still setting a higher low on a more micro structure on the 2-hour time frame. So we want to pay attention to if we get a bounce from this level right here, because we definitely do not want to come back down and retest this 21,500. If we do, we definitely want to see the bounce from there, and that be a double bottom still setting a higher low. We do not want to break 21,500 because I've taught you all for months that is our sudden destruction range, giving us that 215, 21,500. So we'll pay attention to that moving forward. But why was 3-6 a volatile day for Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin gives us that 36, and we know that's important because it ties us into Jupiter. giving us that 36. Jupiter, Thor, Zeus. Okay, it's tying us back in here. And why is that important? Because right now we are in the middle of Pisces, which is ran by Jupiter. Okay, so in the traditional and modern, it's ran by Neptune. Okay, so we'll just pay attention to that. It's showing us the importance of this date and time period. It's also tying us into the dragon, Ouroboros, also known as Yaldabaoth or Ophiuchus, the 13th zodiac sign, the never-ending story, the snake eating its tail, the infinity symbol. So it's pretty important. We get that same 36 in numerology when we type that out. There are two ways to spell Ouroboros, and when you type it out, UROBOROS, you get the same 36. Okay, so very important. 36 was a major day for the cryptocurrency market, and we see that tying us in again. Bitcoin giving us that 36, and it ties us into this Jesus Christ character, giving us that same 36, 151, which is the 36 prime number. So very important that we just make these connections to why we're seeing volatility in the cryptocurrency market right now. It's tying us back into, of course, the dragon, again being the Ouroboros. Okay, you are the never-ending story, the matrix body. Okay, the Jesus Christ character, you are the Ouroboros. It's also spelled Ouroboros, another way to spell it. So very important, giving you that 43, and we're in the middle of March, giving us that same 43. So very important that we're seeing this volatility around 3-6 leading into 3-7 yesterday, which was 23 weeks and 2 days, giving us the 223 in an anagram, a mix-up in the 223 year, tying us into the 13th Lucas number, or our favorite pals at Skull and Bones University. There's somewhere, you guys, right there. 322, 223. It's an anagram, a mix-up. So very important. But yesterday was the 66th day of the year, or 3-7, internationally written 73. That's why I had Zeus on the cover of this page, you guys, and this episode. 37, giving us that same 3-7, the date for yesterday, or the 3 sevens you see in the jackpot in the casino. So very important. We'll look at that. The angel number for 777. Significance is that your soul and spirit are in alignment, so that's why you see that number. Or it represents the 3 sevens in the jackpot in the casino, or 3 times 7 is 21, tying us back into, of course, Odin, Saturn, Kronos, Father Time right here, because 3 times 7 is 21, tying us back into Saturn, giving us that same 21. So yesterday was, of course, an important day to pay attention to, and that's where we started to see a little bit of a bounce off of this 21,900 level, obviously setting a higher low at the time yesterday, trying to get back up to this 22,300. And it had been from yesterday to our previous sell-off 33 days and 20 hours. So that's pretty important. Almost that 322. Pretty important, but it's 33 days. So we know the significance behind that number 33. So just sharing some facts with you all. And yesterday was also the full moon, you guys, and we warned of this time period. Full moon giving us that same 43 and 36 that we were talking about in March giving us that 43. So of course we're going to see volatility around 3-6, 3-7 this month. Okay, important dates leading into that today, 3-8, which we can go ahead and start talking about that, because that ties us into energy and the possible energy we can see in the cryptocurrency market. Energy giving us that same 21, that 25 we get in rabbit, in the rabbit year. Okay, so let's pay attention to this today. We know that 38 is very powerful. We've recently seen some death in the cryptocurrency market. Death giving us that 38. Okay, we kind of saw these markets just keel over the past few days, giving us that 44, and we know that's important because that ties us into the two fish. And again, that's the two fish that we get in Pisces. Okay, so hopefully this is making sense as to why we're seeing volatility around these time periods. Okay, leading into today, Wednesday, miércoles, and when you type out Wednesday, NES, you're getting that same 3-7. Okay, and we just came out of 3-7 yesterday, that same 44 that we're talking about right here in the middle of Pisces, the two fish. When you type out 2, the letter instead of the number, and fish, you get the same 37. And we're coming out of yesterday 3-7, which was also known as the full moon, where we tend to get bearish energy in the market. So I'm not surprised to see this sell-off right here. Okay, so pay attention, pioneers. We still want to set a higher low, but want to come up out of this. We do not want to see this yellow exponential moving average flip this blue, and if it does, we just want to see it for a short time period. But it's been bullish for the last several, almost 2 months plus now, that we've been flipped. So it would be healthy to see a pullback and a hold of structure before we move up. So we'll just continue to see what plays out in the near distant future. The RSI, obviously, if we pay attention to that, and the MACD, we're starting to see, obviously some downward momentum in the MACD, and the RSI has, on the 2-hour time frame, if I can get it pulled up, it's really started to reset and hit these oversold, underbought territories. So we're starting to come back up. So we want to see this RSI move up and show strength, relative strength in the price action as well. But we want to look for volume confirmation as well. So we've had a large spike in volume recently, 2 times in our Thursday night hangout with the pioneers and the wolves from the waters community. Go check that out. Had a great time, live hanging out with everybody, and we were right here, and we were talking about a possible retest of this 22,300 range, and we saw it live in the video after I was sharing my TA. So amazing to be able to come out and do that, and be with people in real time, live, and just watch it come into fruition, because our hard work pays off. Just learn the crafting skill, develop your own, and allow yourself to succeed. So we started reaccumulating, and we're going to start reaccumulating now as well as we get this double bottom and we see what happens. If we drop lower, we'll dollar cost average in even more. We'll back the truck up, load it, stack it, and we'll set ourselves up to eat fruit in the future, not financial advice. So we'll draw another little circle right here and let you all know that, this is another possible great accumulation range. Again, because we're long-term investors. We're not looking to get rich in the next 30 days. Okay, so let's continue to move on, because we've talked about a lot in this just hangout morning session. But this 233 is also a prime number and a Fibonacci number as well. So a very important time period today, being 23 weeks and 3 days since the start of Rosh Hashanah last year, which started the 50-year biblical jubilee that we've been talking about as well on 9/27, which is my son's birthday here. So with all that being said, this 3/8 today is also tying us into the Shemitah year that we just came out of. I've taught you all this, and we're going to be talking about this all the way up until September of this year, so we're going to keep that in mind. It's an important time period, but it's all occult knowledge. Occult just meaning hidden, okay, giving us that same occult's giving us that same 34 or 74 that's in some of the things that we've talked about, like energy, etc. My bad. But it's tying us back to the Kabbalah, which practices occult knowledge. So very important. Boom. And I think there was one more date I wanted to bring up, tying into the upcoming end of the Shemitah this year. Obviously, it's going to be alright. We'll tie it to the 15th of September, when the Shemitah and the 50-year Jubilee ends. Rosh Hashanah this year starts. So we'll tie this right here. Alright. Today, I see this 191 is the 43rd prime number, and we've been talking about this 43 a lot, because obviously we get this 43 in March when we type that out, but we also have Aries coming up, and we get that 43 in Aries, or 4 plus 3 is 7, tying us into that very powerful biblical number that we talked about all year last year. But Aries is known as the god of war and courage. So very important this year. We also know that Aries starts the beginning of the zodiac wheel again. The 13 zodiac symbols, we'll start that off with Aries again later in this month, around the 21st, I believe. Not very sure. I've actually got that pulled up, so we'll see. Yeah, right there. Yeah, the 21st of March leading into the 19th of April. So again, the 21st, 22nd tends to bring a microstructure reset and recycle. And we also have the full moon of March coming up. The full moon was yesterday, and the new moon, which brings bullish energy, is going to be around the 21st, the start of Aries. So I'm looking for this to be a very pivotal point in the market for cryptocurrency. Could we come out of this downtrend, set a higher low in structure, and then eventually break our previous highs and get past this $25,250? So basically 25,000, 25, tying us into the rabbit year 25. So very important. Just some things that I've been seeing moving forward, but we definitely got to get back above these exponential moving averages on the 2-hour time frame, hold a higher low, and eventually set a higher high to see continuation. If not, we're going to be moving down back to some previous ranges. So we'll see what happens moving forward. Not much more to talk about, you guys. Just a real quick episode this morning. Wanted to come out and do a short, talk about some very important things, and we'll come back out and talk about everything in another video. We'll look at Ethereum real quick, still holding structure. It's not the right chart. Still holding structure, you guys. It's showing a lot more bullish activity than Bitcoin. The higher lows obviously more clear. Okay, Bitcoin's very close to retesting 21,500, and if it does, Ethereum could come back down and retest 1450, and hopefully hold structure. This is a long-term trend line for several months that we've been waiting to break back above and hold structure. We got above, fell through, broke above, retested, broke out. So we definitely, if we get a retest, we want to hold structure, or we're looking to break down, possibly reject, and come down even further. So just know that. Alright, but I do expect these automatic rallies for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other cryptos to continue to push even higher. It's just going to take some time. XRP, same thing. It's been very volatile lately, falling all the way down to that 34 cents that we were talking about in our last video. But we are getting back above the 223 and the 322 exponential movement averages. But again, sometimes we don't hang out very long there. Sometimes we do. We get a euphoric rally. So let's see if we can get back and break up towards this 38 cents. Okay, or we're sitting at 38 cents on 3.8 today. Very important. Let's see what happens leading into 3.9 tomorrow. Let's see if we can hit 39 cents or possibly this 40 cent range. And we know that's important because Ripple which is giving us that 40. So very important. XRP gives us that 41 or 14, so maybe we hit 41, the mirror of 14. So very important to pay attention. We know this time last year was in March when we saw the XRP March Madness, when everybody wanted to buy into XRP and try and pump it to $10 from the 10th to the 24th. So 2 years ago we saw a euphoric rally in XRP if we go to daily time frame, but it was all based on technical analysis, nothing to do with nonsense like that. So if we go back to March of 2021, February, March, we see this, sell off into our breakout of what was our most previous microstructure high of $1.96. And if you go to YouTube, the channel that I've been building on the daily candle close news, you can see that I've been uploading so far 60 of some of my first videos to ever come out on Facebook. So you can go and check those out. I mean, it was a learning journey and a process. We were building to where we are today, so forget the nonsense, the minutia, monotony, the mistakes I made along the way. Just see what we've been talking about, and you can see that there were multiple videos where I tried to warn you to, not financial advice, but de-risk some of your holdings in cryptocurrency, like this warning, another warning to de-risk. There were several times where I tried to tell you, not financial advice, but if you've made life-changing wealth, get ready to take advantage of it. So XRP, it can do what it wants, but we're looking for another breakout on the daily time frame. So again, around this 41 to possibly 44 cents. So this is the 223, 322 exponential moving average. It can happen fast and be right back down, you guys. So with all that being said, I think I've shared enough. I had a video right here, or a picture right here I want to share with you all. We've been talking a lot about the red and white since we saw Super Bowl 57 end in a total of 38 points. We've been talking about that number tonight, and we saw the red and white team, which red and white equals 57 when typed out, and the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. We've seen Bama has been going absolutely crazy, and they wear the red and the white. So it's a team that I'm paying attention to in the March Madness playoffs this year. Not financial advice, just looking at this through a symbolic reference. The last time they've been at the top of the AP polls was in 2002 and 2003. We are in the 2023 year, so I'm paying attention to this closely. How far do these guys make it? Because we know South Carolina, another red and white team, just won the women's NCAA championship with a total of 74 points, tying us into again, of course. Well, Jesus, giving us that same 74, or Lucifer, the light bearer, the light bringer, giving us that same 38 and 74. Okay, that same 43 we've been talking about, and the Chiefs scored a total of 38 points. Okay, so very important that we see this and pay attention to it. And then we also see our boy, big Buckeyes fan here, born out of Ohio, and raised in other places, but we see CJ Stroud for the red and white Ohio State Buckeyes is making some noise in the NFL Combine, dropping jaws and dropping dimes. So with that being said, pay attention to this red and white symbolism that we're seeing on the world stage right now, and let's see what these teams do in March Madness. Any red and white team, and how far do they go? Do they win like South Carolina? Who knows? Because already we have the Chiefs red and white and the South Carolina Gamecocks for women's red and white winning, just like last year we had the blue and yellow Rams, the blue and yellow Lionel Messi and Argentina win, the blue and yellow Golden State win, Kansas, who had the blue and yellow in their uniform, win. So multiple things. Ukraine went to war, blue and yellow. Let's see what happens with this red and white moving forward this year. So with all that being said, we're going to sign out of this one. Take care, and God bless. Pioneers rise. Build your fortress and build your legacy.